Good evening,
Good
ladies
evening.
and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Welcome to episode 7. We're about to meet the class of 2004 on our ambassador program. How you doing, Steph?
Very well, Nick. Thank you.
Very well, pal. Sorry, at the
When did
start.
you ever ask me how am I doing?
I'm just asking how you are, mate. To be fair,
Okay. How are you, Nick?
I'm very well, thank you. I was just about to say where you cut the end of that video off. It caught me by surprise a little bit there, but
Yeah, well, you keep changing sponsors, and I can't bother to keep changing the video.
so you just chopped it off. That's fair
Yeah,
enough.
I just chopped that bit off.
That's all right then. Welcome everybody. Hope you're all well. Can I be the first person to say it on a live show? It's race week.
Woo! Yeah, it is.
Woohoo! So obviously today is March the 12th, Tuesday evening. This is obviously for all our audio listeners that are listening afterwards. But yeah, the season is about to get underway. What feels like probably one of the longest off seasons known to man is finally over. So we are going to be. Where are we going this weekend, Steph?
You may say that to me. It's felt very short, but
But you've been prepping a race car.
Yeah, yeah, in very little time. But yeah, no, we're off Silverstone this weekend to compete in the Mod Fords, the BRSCC opener event.
That's gonna be good.
So it should be fun. Yeah, hopefully it's dry.
It's not going to be though, is it? It's going to be rain.
Yeah, but let's hope it's dry.
Let's hope it's dry, but it's going to
rain. I don't care if it rains, it rains. But
can I just say though, right? You have broken the holy rule of motorsport.
Have I?
Yes.
Well,
we need to have a chat about it, and I want all of our viewers to see what they think. You posted a picture up that your car was finished 4 days before an event. That's unheard of.
I know. Well, technically, it's still not finished, but it's if we're going on stickers and stuff.
You posted a picture of it up, clean, ready to load on a trailer.
Yeah, well, it is. It is ready to go on a trailer. I know. I was proud of myself early, ready for testing on Saturday morning.
What's that during qualifying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good man. No, so obviously, guys, this weekend is only going to be the BRSCC. There's nine races, series, and championships starting their season this weekend. So it's going to be absolutely brilliant. For others, there's obviously a few more weekends beforehand. I don't think there's a lot of places that you're the first setup, but there's a bit of a gap afterwards. Most of them are Easterish weekend, isn't it? But
yeah,
it's going to be good. Right, I'm going to jump on some of the comments quickly because it's lighting up here in the background. Here we go. So we've got Jake Wardle. Good evening, Jake. Hope you're well. Can't wait to be spectating for the BRSCC at the weekend. Yes, we cannot wait. It's going to be good. Like I say, a whole mix of racing going on. You've got everything from Fiesta Juniors, modified Fords. Every single perceivable make of MX-5 is going to be there this weekend. You got the SW Motorsport Club Sport Trophy and the Enduro one as well, haven't you? The PBS sponsored.
And some prototypes, I think. Some prototypes are out as well.
Oh, is it the Z? I can never remember the name of it. Zero prototypes. If you want to know what's on this weekend, best place to look would be on our website, isn't it, Steph?
It is on the what's on section.
Yeah, head over.
Everything that's on.
Hold on, there is a little ticker here, isn't there, somewhere? There you go. Head over to. There you go, a little banner at the bottom. Head over to clubracingung.co.uk and then click on the What's On link. I am being told there is a live stream. Currently, the link on there currently will take you to the BRSCC YouTube channel, but when the live stream link becomes available, I'll copy it over there. Great start to the year. You're gonna have live streamed motorsport this weekend. Yes. Better than any of the stuff that's already been on. I'm talking about F1 and stuff like that. Look at this now. So I just want to say, whilst we're just doing the little welcome section. Tonight we'll be meeting our 3 ambassadors. A great bunch of guys already. It's already been hilarious fun. And we've only been chatting in WhatsApp, really. Unfortunately, we've not met each other yet. I know we've met some of them previously, but yeah, so we've not physically met yet. We haven't managed to do the track day, but yeah, it's going to be a good giggle. So tonight's just for the ambassadors, but then we've also got the likes of our partners watching this evening. Good evening, Jeremy. Hope you're well.
Evening, Jazz.
He's racing this weekend, so we'll get to see him again.
It is, yeah. Yeah,
And
bring the beers.
Bring the beers. And then also the dynamic duo that is Chris Pratt and Vicky Pratt are watching this evening.
Evening.
Good evening. Hope you guys are well as well. I'm sure you guys are probably busy and flat out, although I don't know if you're racing this weekend. You have to let us know. Right. I think that's all the welcomes. I think that's all the welcomes there. Right. So shall we go over and have a little chat about the news? There's not been a lot happening in the last 3 weeks since our last show. There hasn't been a great deal happening because I think everybody's happily tinkering away, getting ready. So heading into the news now, the 2CV 24-hour made an announcement over the last 3 weeks. It did. Did you not see it, Steph?
No, I missed that one.
Did you? Okay. Well, it's just
What's the news?
The news from the 2CV Club is that at this year's Snetterton 24-hour race, which is on the 24th and 25th of August, the 2CV Racing Club is offering up to 16 places to create an invitational class within the race.
Wow.
I know. Now, I know this isn't the first time the 2CVs have had invitational classes, but obviously to help with numbers and to help the excitement of the race. So that will be up to 8 entries will be allocated from each of the BRSCC Silver Lake C1 Endurance Series. Obviously, we know those guys very well. And then also the 2CV and Dime cars eligible for the European Citroen 2CV Racing Cup Championship as well. So I've heard some stories, and I'm sure there's a few people that will pop on a bit later on and tell you some great dynamic stories of, I think it's Dutch race teams and things like that coming over with their 2CVs. And it sounds like an absolute riot, if I'm completely honest. So that should be good. It just says here that the cost is currently £3,500 and entries will be allocated on a first come, first served basis. So as you say, it's only 16 spots. So get in there quickly if you're interested in doing that. And then if you want more information, head over to www.2cvracing.org.uk.
Nice.
So there you go. Page 1, done. I'm very organised. I'm getting better at this. This is episode 7. Steph still looks surprised. I'm getting a bit better at it. I must say, after last episode, when we had Richard John Neal and Chris Dawes on, they obviously taught us a few things. I'm feeling far more chilled and more relaxed this time around. And this time I've got 2 glasses of water because I ran out last time.
Excellent. I remember the days when they weren't water.
What do you mean? Yeah, but now that I've got to host a show, I can't get half cut on cider, can I? And then just end up collapsing midway. I think let's be honest, you won't carry a show.
No.
No one wants to listen to you yabbering. I mean, no one wants to listen to me yabbering on for an hour or so, do they? But you have to. Before I go on to the last piece of news, because like I say, there's not much news. Chris has put he is not this weekend, but has just done 2 days of kart coaching at Shennington. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. So for anyone who doesn't know, Chris from All Square Racing Road is now a fully trained Motorsport UK driver coach. So if anyone is looking for some full-blown driver coaching and having their car set up to be a race winner, get in touch. I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops this year, buddy.
Definitely well worth a bash. I think Jez has had to go with it. Jez has had Chris do some coaching with him, and he found it really beneficial as well. So he does it slightly different to most coaches. So it's definitely worth a look if something you're interested in.
It's surprising. It's honestly surprising how getting some coaching, some tuition and stuff like that. I know we're all hot-headed racing drivers that are obviously the best thing since sliced bread the minute we get in a car. So the amount of people I hear, I don't need coaching. I'm Lewis Hamilton. Trust me, these guys are amazing and they can find so much time. Don't worry about those that new fandangled turbo. Get Chris in the car.
Damn straight.
Oh, there you go. And then Jeremy is at the BRSCC Super Sport Endurance Cup. That's the one. Saturday
Beautiful.
at Silverstone. Oh dear, there's going to be some familiar faces this weekend, isn't there? Right,
Yes,
last piece of
talking.
news. Last piece of news, and this is
Hot news.
It is hot news. So hot news from the Classic Touring Car Club. Firstly, I have to say a massive congratulations to them because it is their 50th year of the Classic Touring Cars. Have you still got the soundboard?
Yeah.
Hey. I'm looking for all going to plan. We'll be coming to race with you this year. But just to say that they are racing the Easter weekend. And they're going to be racing on the Friday and the Saturday, which is obviously it's a nice long weekend for a few of us. I'm working that weekend, which sucks. But also, they just wanted to announce their part of the news was that they have brought back class-winning trophies.
All right. Nice.
Not just overall winners now. So for the CTCRC, there is class-winning trophies are back. So that'd be cool to see. You're right there.
Cool. Yeah, that was chair squeaking for some reason.
Oh, nice. Cool. And that's pretty much the news. That's the news for
Nice.
the year.
The whole year.
For this week. No.
Well,
it's not. It's quite funny. So putting this show together, and I'm not taking anything away from the three ambassadors we've got waiting in the back room right now. The news has dimmed down because everyone is just, the racing's about to begin. And obviously then, once that starts, then the news comes. And then, so what we're going to aim to do, obviously in 3 weeks' time with our next show, it's going to be the race season starts. We'll have three weekends of racing to cover. So obviously we'll be delving into that. So what I will say probably towards the end of the show, if anyone is racing in the next 3 weeks before the next show, get in touch and we'll probably get you on just to talk about how your initial first race weekend was. What are you giggling for, Steph? Have you just seen the comment I had?
Just one of the comments is just tickling me.
Are you gonna bring it up?
Oh, well, you're normally in charge of the comments, I'll bring it up.
Well, yeah, but
where is it? Yeah, Jeremy Evans having a go on Chris. Excellent. Sorry, got the words wrong.
I mean, what happens in that motorhome stays in that motorhome, yeah? Isn't that right, Jeremy?
Damn right.
Here you go.
Funny.
We've got one of the old guard here. Evening, guys. Looking forward to meeting the real stars of Club Racing UK. Oh, Jake. You're so last year, mate. Joking. I was saying to the guys that we're going to introduce in just a second that obviously now they're part of the family. So hopefully we'll have enough people to start our own race series soon.
Yeah. We'd do a big Club Racing UK Ambassadors reunion or something.
It's not a bad idea. One huge track day for everyone. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Got to try and organise this one first. I will say, I don't want to go on about it because I've said it in the last show as well, but the cost of everything, cost of track days has skyrocketed and availability as well. So we had 2 days set out and nobody could make any of them. That was good. A good start to it. So it's like trying to herd cats, this lot. But anyway, I've got to stop stalling because I told the guys that they'll be sat in the back room for about 15 minutes. I think we've been running for about 16 minutes. So then, who wants to meet our ambassadors? Steph?
I do.
Would you like to?
That's some dodgy carry on film at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, wow. I told you, tonight is going to be nice and chilled. get to know our new fresh meat.
Yeah, go on then. Crack on.
Ready, right. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome the 2024 ambassadors. We'll start off with Mike Good.
Hi guys.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Super, thank you.
We have Eddie. How you doing, mate?
Obviously, I was expecting it. Do I not get a round of applause?
Let's go in here. It's on a loop. You've got to wait for it, I'm afraid.
I might got a sound round of applause.
And then we've got Mark Burton. How are you doing, mate? Oh, there we go.
Mad.
So, welcome to the class of 2024. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, really
Yeah,
good.
not too bad.
Really good.
Look at it. It's like rabbit in a headlight, isn't it? It's just like, what have this lot got themselves in for?
Oh, thanks for inviting us on and picking us. It's an honour.
Ah, it's okay. I'll tell you something. I say it every year, but every year we get such a great response from it that trying to narrow it down is probably one of the toughest things we have to do throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like, again, this year we've got a lovely mix. Obviously, Mike, you raced in Castle Coombe. I'm doing the whole wrong pointy thing again.
We're over here somewhere, aren't we?
Yeah, we're around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mark, rear-wheel drive BMW man, you're going to be racing in the. I should bring the pictures up, shouldn't I? I should give you all a quick look at. Well, like I said, we're going to talk to you individually, aren't we, and see how your years are gonna, like what you're planning on doing throughout the year. We're going to learn a little bit about you all for some people that have never met you guys before. And yeah, I think it's just all going to be. It's going to be good fun this year. We've got champions, we've got class winners, we've got race winners. It's going to be a good eclectic mix. So, shall we start with you, Mike?
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, that went awkwardly quiet then, didn't it?
Steph's just there in the background.
This is where we need Chris back. Chris
Nick goes there. He goes, "I'm perfectly organised for this one. Got it all planned out and everything," and then nothing.
No, I'm
Absolutely
scrolling
nothing.
through the pictures.
Right,
Pictures.
okay.
So, first of all,
ask him a question, then try and find a picture.
well, yeah. See, this is the thing. I jinxed it, didn't I? Because I said I was getting better at it. So,
Yeah.
first and foremost, then. So, I'll put it to all three of you. What made you guys all sign up this year? Then, what made you want to become a Club Racing UK ambassador first and foremost?
Who
It's
started?
something different to sign up to, isn't it? It's sort of your racing takes off, and why not sort of make something from it at the same time?
Yeah.
So I thought, well, give it a go, and you never know. And here we are.
What's the worst that can happen, eh?
Exactly.
About yourself, Eddie?
I know a few sort of ambassadors for individual classes through sort of 750, and I know what they sort of do for the classes and whatnot. And I wanted to sort of get involved with something representing representing club racing in the UK is a pretty good way of doing it. So it's yeah.
So just quickly before I come to you, Mark, obviously you mentioned you know a few people. I do believe. Just quickly, Eddie, I'll just bring this photo up.
Yeah,
I noticed while I was looking through your photos, there's a familiar face there.
there is top right.
What right? Who is that?
That is Simon Court, one of your old ambassadors. That was
He
also
is.
another reason why I signed up as well.
Yeah, he's a good lad. Like I say, he filled in for last year or year. No, it was the year before, wasn't it? He came and did the Burkett with us.
Yeah,
And it was actually because it was, I think it was either just or previous or just after COVID. We'd never had, even though he was an ambassador for a year, we never actually got a chance to actually meet him.
just didn't meet him over the course of the year.
No. Well, the problem is because me and Steph work weekends. It is, as I was saying before we came on, we will try and get to, some of your races throughout the year and come and bring the GoPros and get right in your face and stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately, it just with Simon, we were like this all the time. We had no, we didn't get a chance to meet him annoyingly, and then he came into the Burkett with us, and it turns out I fitted in his car. So
I think he sold his car now. So
has he sold it now?
yeah, it's gone. So
Oh
I think he's
no!
still coming for a few rounds to come and watch, but I think he sold his car.
You should never sell your race car ever. And then Mark, obviously we'll come to you. 2024 ambassador now.
Yeah, thank you. I always follow what you guys do. It feels like you make a sort of community out of all the different race series in club racing in the UK, and that's really nice. That's what I like about racing, is the community side of it.
Yeah.
So I always follow what you do and see the ambassadors, and I think I wrote on my application, whenever I see them announced, I always think, why didn't I apply? So I did. And
you did. Now look. That's it. As I say, guys, honestly, the response was mega. It still absolutely humbles us when we're reading all the emails, and there's every form of people just starting out for the first time, seasoned pro racers that have been doing it for 30, 40 years. It's such a tricky thing to compact down into just 3. We tried it, I think, our first year with 5, and that was just like trying to herd cats as well. So we've narrowed it down to 3s. I think that's a manageable amount. And I think actually we've done all right this year, because 2 of you are Southerners like us. And that was pure fluke, by the way.
So hopefully, pause before you mentioned that I was a Northerner.
I did not mention that you were a Northerner. You got very defensive in the back room, Eddie.
From the north.
It was that age-old, it was that age-old one, wasn't it? That it was like, I think we're all Southern. Eddie straight away, no, don't tar me with that brush. But no, pure fluke through that one. But what we'll do, Mike, obviously, as we're talking about locations, we'll talk about yourself first, Mike. What are your plans for 2024?
So I'm going to carry on with the Castle Coombe Saloons. Obviously, I've been there, since 2015, I think was my first year.
Nice.
Obviously, as I said to you guys before, I did marshalling there from the age of 16.
Brilliant.
So I marshalled, 7 years. Then got the bug too much of wanting to sort of be on the track rather than standing there getting cold. So, and I took the step into Coombe. And what's kept me there is the family side of it. Everyone gets on with everybody. And it's... I don't know. It's not you just turn up for racing. You turn up to see your friends and your close friends of that, and it sort of kept me going. And then every year I'm like, I'm going to do a different track, going to do a different series, and I always seem to go back to do Coombe again. And then obviously last year I ended up getting the whole championship, and to me that was sort of done, and I knew I needed to do it, and I sort of achieved it, and now I want to sort of try again, if that makes sense.
You've got to defend it. So I'll bring up some pictures. So obviously, I love this picture straight off. Look at that.
That's handsome, man.
That's a man. So for our audio listeners right now, this is Mike pointing to the back of his shirt that has 2023 Saloon Card Champion emblazoned across the back of it. How are the numbers looking for the Saloon Card Championship this year?
I'd like to say good, but I don't think they are. I know the Hot Hatch has got a full grid plus reserves, because they've obviously now made that into a championship.
Nice.
But we've always, since they've made that Hot Hatch, we've always struggled on numbers. And it's always been the same kind of group of lads that have raced in the saloons, never really fluctuated with new people. I might be wrong, but the last time I checked, it was the 20-ish number, 22, 24. So it's still okay. It's not as bad as it's been, but before you sort of go back 2016, 2017, we had full grids at reserves. So obviously I know racing gets expensive and it fluctuates doing that sort of with people affording it and stuff like that. So obviously it's always going to change, but the numbers are still there slightly. So you sort of carry on as best we can, really.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's definitely something that we are seeing more and more of. The rich can afford to go racing regardless. It doesn't really affect them too many, but obviously the club level stuff, which is obviously what we follow, it obviously massively impacts on who can go racing for that.
I'm still checking down the sofa to see what money I can find down there to race.
Well, you were all bitterly disappointed, weren't you, when we said sorry? There's no money in this program. It's all just pats on the back and shoeies when you get champion or when you get on the podium. But So let's talk a little bit about your racing history as such. As you said, you used to be a marshal.
Yeah.
You then went on and got the bug. So which was it first? Was it the Lupo or the 106 first?
So I started off in the Lupo. So that was actually the 2014 or 2015 champion car.
Okay.
So then I ended up buying it thinking, well, if I bought a championship car, it must be all right. But that bit me very quick.
I don't know. That is good logic. I mean,
yeah, logic that I shouldn't have listened to because it bit me bad and it never was reliable to what I needed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I thought, well, I'll make it reliable by building another engine, but it worked out that Lupo engines being it was the 1.4/16 valve, but not the Polo engine, so it wasn't, the top end was never very good.
Okay.
So we tried building it as powerful as we could, but it just wouldn't stand anything. So you do half a session and it would just break.
Nice.
So yeah, it was the most unreliable car, which then I gave to my old man, thinking, well, he can drive it and I'll drive something a bit better.
So I got to get this. I'm just trying to get this right. So you've gone from a VW.
Yeah.
And then you thought, let's get something better. So you bought a Peugeot 106.
That was actually quite reliable.
Well, to be fair,
it shot drive shaft like there was no tomorrow. Like it would do a whole 15 laps and then break a drive shaft, but we did all right. It's better than what the Lupo did.
No, that's ultimately the best thing. You need reliability in any of these cars. I'm not going to comment at any point about reliability, especially at Castle Combe.
I've always said, though, you can win a championship by not being quick. It's keeping that car to the finishing line.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been with racing. You could have X, Y, Z of power and not finish, or you could have 20 horsepower and finish the race and get the points.
Well, I mean, I might speak out of term here a little bit, Steph, but I think that's what you were saying, wasn't it, before we came online?
Yeah, pretty much. Again, as you said, you got to finish the race to claim the trophy or the points or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, so that's that's what I'm battling with a little bit. That's what I'm thinking anyway in my head when we're going into mod boards. There's some sensitive creatures in the field. I just hope some of them peel over to the side and I can take the glory. But
wave you through, Steph, is it?
Hey,
just wave you through. Come on through.
yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Right, so what we'll do. So Eddie, obviously, let's have a little dabble into what you're up to this year.
So I did a first full season in the Mazda 7s, which is it's kind of a upgraded class from the low cost.
Yeah.
They've got the Mazda MX-5 engines in. Did that in 2022, and then did part of a season last year, and then this year coming up will be my first full season attack for the championship kind of thing.
Oh, you're throwing the gauntlet down already, are you?
I mean, if you got to have some targets to aim for. That was end of 2022. If my teammate saw that, he wouldn't be too happy at seeing that. But that was a run out the last corner and 0.01 of a second.
Whoa! No way.
We had two races at Snetterton that day. That was in the beginning of October in 22, and both the races were covered. One was 0.01 and the one 0.03. So
that's mad.
Yeah, it's really close racing. I mean, this year is going to be. We're going to we start at Donington, Thruxton, Anglesey, Brands Hatch, Mallory, Silverstone, and Snetterton as well.
Okay,
a long old year, and it's going to be an intense year. There's a lot of new people moving up into the category as well from sort of other classes, new people coming in, some people that have obviously been really competitive over the past few years, so it's going to be really tight, really, really tight.
I like it. Look at that.
There's a few in there as well that will be competing this year. There's Westy on the right, and then there's my teammate who's behind in the green one, and then there's Powney as well, who's in the orange. He's my teammate as well. So
it.
it's. I mean, that's probably most those two of the pictures that you've shown have just been that summarise the racing completely.
Yeah.
It's always super tight, always super competitive. Pretty much just slipstreaming through.
Yeah. So for anyone who obviously doesn't know what the Mazda or the low cost series are like, just what's the spec of the car?
So it's based off a Caterham 7 chassis. Obviously without the Caterham 7 price tag.
I don't know what you mean.
And then it's got these have got the MX-5 engine in, whereas the low cost. I mean, the low cost. Mark used to race in them, didn't you, Mark? When was the low cost created? When was it? It was 90s, wasn't it?
A long time. It's like 20 odd years or something. It's a long time that series has been going.
Yeah. So this is kind of a sort of continuation as parts become harder to get hold of in the low cost category. This is sort of a new generation as such. I mean, there's people that still prefer the low cost racing. There's some people that are coming across the Mazdas. Some people are going both ways. It's it's a split down the middle kind of thing.
Yeah, as you say, the whole. I'll just try to bring one of the other pictures up. The whole space frame style, Caterham 7 style chassis, but then with MX-5 parts. As you say, it hasn't got the price tag of a Caterham, so that doesn't. So like a mudguard isn't going to cost you like £400 or £500 every weekend.
No, and those things
that's handy then.
when you hit curbs in those things shake off quite a lot. They're held on by a little bit of metal, and you rumble the curbs down into corkscrew through Anglesey, and they just end up flying off. And it's like Mario Kart right behind, just wheel guard coming off.
Gone. So if you're an enthusiast looking for parts, then coming to watch you guys at the race weekend would be ideal then.
Build your own car.
yeah, just stand in the grandstand and hold out a mitten of parts coming up.
Just bits and bobs.
They are really reliable, the cars, and I mean, mine's put together by a team called Team Sellers. The cars are faultless. Any bits coming off, it's usually my fault. So
no, that's we know Team Sellers are a very well run, organised team.
Great family team, aren't they? They're a great bunch.
Well, that's sort of how I got back in, because the funny thing about it was Stuart, who obviously runs the team with his dad. He used to mechanic me when I was go-karting way back in the day.
Okay.
So I basically learned off him, and then when I came to car racing, I thought, well, it's the only sort of viable option for me. Somebody that I trust and somebody that I know. So that's the direction I went in. That's why I'm here.
Excellent. Oh, well, that's
nice.
Again, it's surprising, isn't it, with motorsport, just how intertwined it is, how well you know everyone. Mike, you mentioned the fact that Castle Combe is like a huge family orientated area, and I think, to be fair, most paddocks are, I would say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but most paddocks, 95% of the time, it is, especially at club level, it's just a full family vibe. People, they're your friends, not just your competitors. And as you say, Mark, that's why you wanted to get back into it. It was the camaraderie side of it. Meeting up with your mates, having that drink at the end of the day, and giggling about overtaking each other, and that's why we love racing, is it not, gents?
Yeah,
that's it.
100%.
100%.
Hopefully, we'll get some of that this weekend, Steph, in at Silverstone. So we'll come over to you then, Mark. And I want to start straight on this picture, because it kind of stems from coming on from what Eddie was saying here. Here we go. So
it's low cost. That sums up.
There you go. So that is using every bit of the track and some more.
I know that driver number 12 as well. Actually, that's I'm glad, isn't it?
That was funny, because Tom said to his dad after that race, he said, "Dad, I didn't leave enough room for a car down the side." And we saw that picture a couple of days later, and he was like, there was just about enough room down the side.
Oh, I love that. So for our audio listeners here, this is Mark using the black stuff, the white painted line at the end of it, and churning up some of Palmer's famous grass.
Yeah.
But look at it. I love how the fact that you're literally 3 wide. I'm assuming that's coming down to the right hand, the double right hander before the gooseneck, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So you're flat out down there, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It was great. It's great racing. The local series, you know, it's as Eddie was saying, like, and what Mike said, the camaraderie and the community feel in the low-cost paddock is unrivaled, you know. And I've done a few things since then, and I've always missed that kind of. That's something special that low cost has got, and I think that's probably moving over to the Mazda low cost series now as those guys sort of progress as well.
All intertwined. Yeah.
They've really got a great recipe there for those series.
Well, the thing is, I won't lie, and I'm not to put your nose out or anything, Eddie. I was never the biggest fan of the. I know they're not classed as open wheelers because you've got wings on it, you got covers over your wheels, etc. But I was never the biggest fan of that type of racing. But the more and more I see it, the more I just think I want to go.
Yeah.
And now I know I fit in one. I definitely might have a go.
Am I going to have to put a steering lock on my wheel for this track day?
No comment. I mean, you'll definitely hear me trying to squeeze into it. You'll definitely hear some funny
It's not a quick thing, him getting in the car, but he can get in it.
God, no. I made everyone look away when it was in the garage. I was like, no, don't look at me. Don't look at me. The problem was, once I was in it, it was fine. It was then when I had to get out.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you had all your lube.
You know the UK Legends cars, those little.
Yes.
One of my friends races those, Will Gibson, and he let me have a sit in his one. I got in it fine, but getting out of that thing, oh my God, I literally crawled out of it. I don't know how they're getting out of it.
It's not graceful, is it, getting out of a race car?
No.
Never graceful. But Mark, so just quickly, you were saying obviously you've done a few things since the low cost.
Yeah.
One of them being one of our favorite championships.
Yeah.
Which is actually, it's one of our favorite series, but this year it's now a championship.
Yeah.
So you've done the 116 trophy before?
So that was a lockdown project, a bit of a whim really. I bought a part-built car and did it in lockdown for something to do. And it went really well. I was quite successful. I shared the car with a friend, Simon Glenn, who races in Nürburgring usually, but he couldn't go over to Germany because of COVID. So he said, could he come and race it with me? Nice. We had a great laugh. Again, you know, friends just going racing and enjoying it.
Yeah.
We had some good results. We had a few knocks and bangs. You know, it's a one-make series there. You're going to get scrapes and things, but it's part of it. You know, it was great racing. Again, they've got a great formula in that series. Slightly underpowered, not quite enough grip, and it makes for great racing. Yeah,
I still maintain that that is the best entry level one of. So I say that in the 206 GTI Championship for entry level racing. Yeah. Obviously you got your C1s and KAs, I get those, but they're long endurance races. But for like very cost effective, share it with your mates.
Yeah,
go racing. Definitely
the 116 trophy. There are some guys who win. Matt Highcock's won a few races. He drives his car to the track. You know.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Hey, that's risky business, though, isn't it?
Driving
your race car to a track.
Driving at home is the risk. You know, you might be getting a lift off someone, but
But again, though, being in such a great championship, I'm sure you can blag a lift from someone, or someone can help you fix it before you go home, etc. But obviously, driver of he was the driver of the year last year, wasn't he? In our awards.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I've got to send him out some stickers this evening because. Obviously marketing delivery, good old Jez, supply. So as he won driver of the year last year, he's had a race entry paid for this year as well. So Thank you very much, Jez. I'll just let me find that picture. So I'll just get that in there now whilst we're talking about what. There you go.
There we go.
So thank you very much, Jez, for that. And you'll see them kick off their season soon. And then I say, hold on a second. I've scrolled up too high, but then you've gone and got a bigger BMW.
Yeah, wanted to go a bit faster.
You wanted to go a bit faster.
Yeah. So that's a 3 litre straight six 330 CI. It's 2002. I bought it as a race car already. It had done a season of Club Enduro Class C.
Yeah.
But it had a pretty rough time. It had been bounced down every side. The bonnet had come up and smashed the roof in, and the A-pillars. I mean, it was a mess, you know. So I've done everything to it. It probably would have been less work to build one from scratch, you know, when it gets to that point. But but it's come a long way.
We love a good project, don't we?
Yeah, it's part of the fun. I enjoy it. You know, I'm an engineer, and building the car is as much fun as driving.
Yeah. Well, that brings us brought me back quite nicely. So what you were saying earlier, Mike, about buying a championship proven car.
Yeah.
And thinking that's the way forward. So when I got into racing, I was always told, buy a proven car. And every time I was like, I can't afford to buy a car outright. So I'm going to, it'd be like one of those, you know, when you used to buy the magazine and you used to build the car.
Issue by issue.
Issue by issue. I thought, I'll do that to my own race car. And in 6 to 8 years down the line, the Vectra's still not bloody built, still breaking. So for anyone who is listening to this show, yes, you should buy a proven car, but then Mike's going to go against that.
Actually, saying that though, I bought the Corsa completely done as it stands now, as a championship winning car, and that has been the most reliable thing I've ever owned.
Vauxhall, mate, that is Vauxhall through and through. Love it. I'll get some pictures up of the Corsa in a minute because that thing is mega. But obviously, Mark, you saying about the your BMW.
Yeah.
You've had some success in it though since you built it.
Yeah. So the first year I had it, I was testing a new diff ratio at Brands, and I blew the engine up because I didn't know it didn't have a rev limiter. Well, it did have a rev limiter. Pistons and valves hitting each other with the limiter. So
no comment.
Yeah. So you know that pain. So I had a tough year that year with engines. Trying to fix that engine was no good. But I did 2 races and we did pretty well. We won at Snetterton. That was Club Sport Trophy, Borough SCC, 45-minute races. That was my first ever win in racing. That was at Castle Combe in my low cost.
Brilliant.
That was good. But
good.
in the BMW, I then won at Donington Park at the end of the year, and I won that race outright, actually, not just class. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, at that point it was sort of like, we've got there with this car now. It's time to start, instead of fixing it, start developing it a little bit. So made it much lighter, you know, added the wing and stuff. And then last year we did BMW CCR in it, which are 20-minute sprint races.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been reliable this year, touch wood. So I'm hoping
BMW's trusty race. I mean, it's quite nice to see because it's not an M3, obviously.
No.
Is it an X? Is it a cup car?
Yeah, it was a 330 Cup car.
Yes,
it is a 330 Cup car. I think they did about 3 races in the 330 Cup, and then all that disbanded. So then
it didn't kick off as well as it should have done, really. But
no, it's a shame
because they're great looking cars, I think.
It's surprisingly quick as well. You know, you look at the lap times from it, and it's quite a quick car. It's quite a capable car, really. Obviously it can't touch an M3, but you know, they've got 120 horsepower more, so it's not easy.
Yeah, but everybody's got one of those, haven't they?
Yeah.
If it's not one of them, they've got a Civic Type R. You know, it's not original, is it?
No. I like the underdog car.
This is exactly why I like. So we've all got underdog cars as such, haven't we? Like,
yeah.
I like that.
It's different.
Anyone can go out and buy an M3. Well, I say anyone, I can't. But people with that stuff, who just go buy an M3 and just jaunt up the road. It's not.
Yeah, the thing for me with an M3, because that would be like a logical choice forward, but you know, like the guys that do an engine on an M3, they're looking at 6,000 to 10,000 on an engine. The engine that I put in my car was out of scrap car, 700 quid. I've raced that all last year, completely standard. Chucked it, I cleaned it, put it in there. It's been good as gold.
No way.
You just can't you know, and when you're talking about £6,000 for an engine, you just can't comprehend that.
That would do my year. If
Oh,
I had,
yeah.
I'm struggling to build our engine that we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that £600 scrap engine is not turning into a fit it and away we go. Oh, all will be revealed soon in a vlog, I'm sure, Steph. Eh?
Yeah.
Jay's having. No, I just blew rod 3 straight out the front and back. Yeah. I think it was too wet in the engine bay to actually catch fire, but I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
What?
Fluids, well, that's just funny, isn't it? Well, it sent out the front, it burst the radiator, so if it was going to catch fire, it didn't, because it just covered itself in coolant as well.
Yeah. I just remember sitting at the side of Coombe as well before the final chicane, just sitting there going, "Oh well, that's that."
It's horrible, isn't it? Horrible feeling.
Oh, it's not fun. But Mike is proving that you can have a trusty Vauxhall, and this is Mike's trusty Vauxhall. I tell you something, I am a sucker for a Corsa B. I'm not going to lie.
Do you know what? I'm the tallest guy
you got one.
to the smallest car.
You got the what? The tallest guy in the smallest car?
6'3", trying to get in a Vauxhall Corsa. It's quite an interest. There's a picture from last year that I should have sent you, and I broke the drive shaft of about 10 yards out the pit lane on one of the races.
Yeah.
And there's me pushing it back, and I'm about 7 foot taller than what the car is. And I'm like a giant compared to it. Honestly, I don't really get on my hand.
Oh. So why the Corsa, other than obviously being a championship winning car?
I've always had a soft spot for them, and I don't know what it is, because in all honesty, they're just always known as the McDonald's car. So
I don't know.
I don't know what it was, but I've raced against it since I obviously was in the championship from 2015, and it's always been a car that I always liked, and it was so quick, but it was so well handled. Yeah. And then obviously the opportunity come up to buy that car, and I thought, well, I've always liked him, so I'm just going to go for it. And obviously, as you can see from all these photos, I've changed the colour every single year.
Do you know what? I was going to comment on the fact that it is literally every single colour going.
Yeah.
Which is good, because it means that this year we're going to have a new colour. Are we assuming?
Yeah, obviously it had that many layers on that I did paint it blue at the beginning of this year, and I hated it. Hated the colour. I decided that I was going to go and buy the most aggressive DA sander I could find, and I went back way too much metal to the point the body shop said he pretty much ruined the car.
Oh no!
So he had to work his magic, but I did save 2.3 kilograms with taking all the paint off.
2.3 kilos.
Yeah, so quite a lot of paint over the years of layers I've had. But yeah, 2.3. I collected it all up and just literally weighed it in like a bag.
No way.
2.3 kilos.
There you go, Steph. Take note there, mate.
I think he you gave inspiration to all the Formula One teams this year. That's why they've all going cars. That's where they're all shedding their weight from. It's I've shaved 2.3 kilograms off my car.
2.3 kilos.
All you need is a little $29.99 DA grinder. It's fine. Does the job.
Loads of time.
That's what you loads need. Of time. You've got 5 kilos of filler in yours.
I'm not going to say anything more than that, because currently where the car is having some fabrication work done, he's going to be making a start on the rear end soon, and I'm going to turn my phone off. Because I know the back left quarter of the Vectra is mostly filler. So
I think Costco's got a deal on filler at the minute, hasn't it?
Well, hopefully he's going to get rid of the filler.
He needs to weld to
it. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part either. But Cinderella will go to the ball. She will be back out. So, Mike, just tell us a little bit about the Corsa then, because obviously I was looking in your spec and I didn't realise it was only a 1.4.
Yeah, so it's always been a 1.4 16 valve, and everyone always asks me the power, but I'll never disclose the power, but it starts with a 2. So,
that's mad.
Yeah, so it's got some insane power. Obviously, the bloke I bought it from owns a company called Instep Racing, well known at Coombe for obviously he's got a Vauxhall Astra that he runs for Mark Wyatt. So the car is prepared to the best standard you'd ever find a car for. You can't get anything higher for what the car needs, if that makes sense. Everything's either custom or just the best spec ever. And I've always gone back to him because it's always been the most reliable car, but it's trying to maintain the car at that level it needs to be at. And you can't chop and change into cheaper parts because they either don't fit or the car's too custom for it. But it hit over 200 brake horsepower on the dyno on that engine, plus a little bit more, and it revs up to 9,200 RPM.
What?
Yeah, so it's absolutely insane. It's been limited down so it doesn't blow, but I'm still running up to 9,000 RPM.
I might have to borrow your engine, stick it in the Vauxhall, in the Vectra.
It's a well-prepared car, but obviously, as you guys know at the moment, obviously, it's going back off Sunday to have a new gearbox ready for, obviously, Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously, I went down, had the clutch all custom-made, new internals of gearbox, decided I was on Quaife diff, now going on a gripper diff because I wanted a bit more grip.
Okay.
But the best thing ever, and I love telling people this, I still run 1 litre drive shafts. And they don't, genuine 1 litre drive shafts, and I've not, apart from last race, which everyone will laugh at, I've broken one over the 6 years of running that car. That's all I've ever broke.
That's mad.
Yeah.
What does it weigh as well? I mean, minus 2.3.
770 kilos.
Oh.
Well, minus 2.3 kilos now, but
yeah.
So it's not a lot.
That's ideal then. So no wonder you were last year's saloon car champion.
Yeah, obviously I go up against the classes very varied. Obviously I'm in Class D and it goes up to Class A. Class A running anything up to 700-800 brake, depending on the power.
Yeah.
So my little car is nothing compared to their car. But like I said to you before, it's reliability. You have a reliability car. And okay, numbers in classes can make a difference as well. Less numbers, more points. So it's, you could say, well, Class A have got 20 cars and we've got 5. So the chance of you getting points is a bit higher. But it's, you're still there for reliability. You've still got to win the race and you've still got to pick up the points to do that.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
And obviously, I've been close over the years and I've had issues with the car where, not naming names, but someone put the fuel pipes on the way around. So I was picking the return rather than picking out the tank. So after lap 5, the car would break down. It's silly things like that. But that was our issue after a big crash. So, it is. But then it went back to Russell and Russell rectified it from Instep Racing. And every time he's built that car to such a spec that it's been the most reliable thing I've ever owned. Yeah.
That's what we like. That's what we need. I might have to tap him up.
Oh, honestly.
Because I think I spoke to him last year at I think it was the Easter weekend, and he's running. What's he got? It's an Eco Tech.
Yeah, so they've got the Astra, but they also run a BMW M3 in the Thunder Cup or something, whatever it's called.
Oh, Thunder Saloons.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So they run that as well, but his standard is like second to none. It's you got a standard like I have, and his standard's up here, and it's perfection.
It is good seeing that. Mark's a bit like that with his cars I've seen.
Oh, his cars are phenomenal. Obviously they were built pretty much together, but it's more of a show car than it is a race car.
Almost as shiny as Stef's was 4 days before he goes racing. That's the point, Steph. We should have added a picture on here to show the world your car's ready to go.
Doesn't want to see that.
It's not going to start now, is it?
Probably not.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Look, the last 3 times we're going to start, it started fine, Nick. So we're golden. Don't worry about
it. That's good. What were we doing the other day? You wanted me to come and help you with the drive shafts, didn't you? And then
well, I bled the brakes up, so I wanted to start it to just check it all, and then it wouldn't start. As race cars do. So a quick little job to give me a hand suddenly turned into an hour and a half just trying to get the car to run.
Always the way, isn't it?
Always good fun. Right, guys, I'm just going to come to some comments quickly. Let's just have a quick look to see who's Who's on there? Ah, here we go. Simon Courtney's been mentioned. And he's put here, it's Fast Eddie. Are you Fast Eddie?
Yeah.
Nick, no.
I mean, the fact that you're already calling out that you're going to win it this year.
I didn't say that. I said I'm going for the championship. I'm not
for the championship.
I'm not laying down the batten saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I like stirring the pot this early. But and also just quickly, we got good evening, Megan. Hope you're well.
Good evening.
Actually, I will come towards the end of the show. We'll mention the fact that we went to a Marshall's training day at Coombe. I must take my hat off even further to our marshals, but I'll go into that a little bit later on. Right, so let's come back to your pictures then, Eddie. So tell me a little bit about what's going on in this picture here then.
Oh, that one's that's just what we were on about earlier about the sort of camaraderie, in the pits and stuff. I mean, that's at the trophy presentation anyway, but just the atmosphere between everyone in the pits is always, it's just like one big family.
Yeah.
That was at Mallory this year. Yeah, it's always one. Oh, that's another one. That's not anyone in the pits. That's my cousin. That's after my first win at Silverstone. That one.
Nice.
I think. A lot of my family had travelled down from up north.
North.
Never been that far south. Didn't even know that. Past the wall and all that stuff.
Silverstone's up north, mate.
But yeah, that one was at Silverstone. But yeah, the last two pictures are some of sort of the best pictures. It's how close it is in the pits with everyone and sort of friends and family supporting and whatnot as well. When you said that comment, when you said, "Oh, what's going on in this picture?" I thought you were going to bring up another one then, which I was going to bring up racing driver excuses already.
Oh wait, no, what the picture you sent us yesterday?
This morning, yeah.
Ah, so you'll be happy to know I've not added those ones.
What about the Mankini one?
No.
I've told you that Mankini picture stays in my personal file. Oh,
yeah, but no, that's the first one is everybody sort of in like I say in TSR, everybody's sort of one big family in that. I mean, it does extend out to the rest of the pits as well. There's been, there's always times where even sort of, I go up and there's a lad in the pits that I give sort of some help to with sort of lines and just a bit of feedback with GoPro and bits and bobs like that. It's it's all about having sort of enjoying the weekend, and nobody likes it if you sat in the corner watching data and not talking to anybody. That's what you're there for if you're there for that kind of thing.
That is exactly why we love it, isn't it?
So yeah, we're all help each other out with spares and obviously sort of different lines, sort of drive-in styles. Somebody needs to just calm down a little bit. You don't go over and go, oh, calm down. You just say, you talk to them about if they've got any GoPro footage and where they can improve on kind of thing. Because everybody likes a nice tight field. Yeah. I mean, as much as it's great going off into the distance and winning it, it's everybody likes a nice close race for the spectators and the drivers. So
that's it. Bringing back this picture when you've got what you got there: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cars all in one bend fight for.
There's one I haven't sent you the video for it, but so I think it's on my Instagram somewhere as well. There's that picture there. There's me and the guy Westy that's on the outside. That's round Mallory, and he did not leave my side from start line to start line for about 2 laps. It was
no way
all the way around, side by side, all the way, and it was honestly some of the best racing I've ever had in any category.
I think that was live streamed, that race. I think I remember watching that.
Yeah, he's honestly just side by side through the first corner. There was, the respect between the two of us. We gave each other enough space, even on the exit, and then even sort of round the hairpin, which is so tight at Mallory with that wall on the inside. Yeah. Still side by side through that, and it's just, I came off and I was ecstatic about it.
Wesley's one of those people though that you would always trust him 100%. He is like if you could single out someone and say I would trust him to do that, that is him, isn't it? He's a hard racer, but he's totally fair.
I'd not raced against him before that because he was still in low cost when I was in the Mazda class, but it was from, like I say, it was from race one, and it was like Mark just said, it was instant respect, and it was it was clean, fair racing, and that was I mean, everybody was in the sort of on the bank watching and bits and bobs like that, saying how there was a queue of I think there was a queue of about 6 of us all sort of in a line going round. I mean, I was saying it was tactical when I came off because me and Westy being side by side blocked the track so nobody else could get past. So
okay.
It was basically a big moving roadblock, and that was it, just going all the way around.
No, I love it. But that's again, that's one of the joys of single make racing, isn't it? It's like the fact that you're all in the same machinery is down to driver talent, respect, and just having a great time like that. That's exactly why we do it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is. Yeah, like I say, it's. I mean, there's a load of the events that are obviously been live streamed through the 750, and you can pretty much pick any of them, and there'll always be a bit of action in our racing. Even if it doesn't necessarily have to be at the front. You know, even if it's mid pack or whatever, there's always a bit of tow, always a bit of slipstreaming. It just brings the pack so much closer together, and it makes it so enjoyable to watch.
But that's the thing. So you saying that, like, everyone obviously, everybody wants to win and things like that and get on the podium and things like that. But I've had some of the best races where I've been mid-pack, 4 or 5 cars, and you're fighting for 13th. You're fighting for no place at all. But if you get out at the end of it and you're all high five, smiles, and you just had the biggest giggle, is that not why we all do it?
Yeah.
Love it. It's addictive, this racing, isn't it?
Just
very, very addictive. And I'll just come to your last. Well, no, it's not your last picture, but I'm curious as to what this picture's all about.
Oh, so that is. I lost my grandpa late last October, and he used to, he'd sit and watch me race, drink a pint of Guinness. He'd sit and watch the cricket, the rugby, whatever. He'd always have a pint of Guinness in his hand. Not that he was alcoholic, that just
likes a Guinness. There's nothing wrong with that.
When he was watching sport, he'd always have a pint of Guinness, and the toucan always comes with me now. The Guinness toucan. So that's always running with me now.
Oh, bless! I like that. That is very nice. Right, so let's have a look at just last one whilst we're on the subject of the Mazdas and the low cost. So, Mark, what's gone on here?
Oh yeah, that was
this one. I keep coming past this picture, and I'm like, what's happened?
Isn't there a video of this?
That's actually impressive.
Yeah, so I took a bit too much curve. I was chasing Tom Gadd, and I took a bit too much curve. Hit both the floppy markers on the apex. One of them ripped my front suspension arm clean out the chassis, and the other one speared right into the arch. And I didn't know that was there till I stopped and got out and looked at it.
No way!
Still got that. I've got that in the workshop, that floppy marker.
Oh, crikey! Don't say we're recording this. They'll want it back.
I mean, that is a clean cut. That is.
Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it? It's scary because that could have hurt someone.
Yeah, right.
No, we don't put things on race tracks that could potentially get in the way of people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good fun.
That is good.
They're called floppy markers, aren't they? But they ain't floppy. They do damage.
No.
I've taken one out of Donington before and ended up with a very nice dent in the wing of my car.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty solid.
It could be worse. The tyre barriers at Alton, on the chicanes.
Oh, I've never made. I'm not going to finish that sentence. But...
Jinx it, man.
No, I don't want to do that. I've thankfully only ever jumped on top of a tyre barrier after getting away from my car. But other than that, no. Well, Jez has sent us a video earlier, didn't he, of how not to go through first corner at Alton Park.
Yeah.
I didn't upload it, Jez. So if you're still watching, don't worry. We've all seen it. So, but yeah. So, what we'll do. So, Mark, we'll come back to you. What are your plans for 2024? What are you aiming to do? What are you setting out? Any goals, etc.?
I don't know about goals. We've joined 750 Motor Club Road Sports. I was going to go and do BRSCC Club Sport Trophy, which is their version of road sports. But honestly, the calendar wasn't that great. They're going to like some tracks 3 times, and it's just a little bit, it feels a bit unimaginative. You know, there's loads of great tracks out there, and they're going to Silverstone 3 times, and it's just a bit of a shame. So road sports is a bit more competitive as well. You know, the cars that enter, it's a bit of a quicker series. So I'm entering that in Class B, which is pretty well subscribed. There's some really quick cars in it. I think I can run at the front of Class B, so maybe a couple of class wins might be nice.
Nice.
That'd be a nice thing to aim for. So yeah, that's probably the most realistic aim. But I'm hoping to do them all. I'd like to go to Race of Remembrance and do the Club Sport Trophy round they do there, because I've always wanted to go. And that's really good value. And I think that's quite a good way to experience that weekend without committing to the whole Race of Remembrance, which is quite a big commitment financially, I think. So I'll probably try and do that as well later on in the year. But that's Anglesey at like October or something, isn't it? November, so it's a bit scary.
Yeah.
It's scary, especially for us driving up. It's a 7-hour drive.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, for anyone, it's a 7-hour drive. We've established this in the past, haven't we, gents?
Yeah.
It's, Anglesey is just the same distance for everybody, nearly.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's a long way.
It's such a weird place to go to.
Yeah,
but it is a great track. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic track. But no, I think the BMW do well around there.
Yeah, I've driven it in the low cost, but never in the BMW. So it'd be good to try it. Yeah,
be good. Just take some tires with you.
Yeah, it's a bracelet.
Yeah, very. Mike, what about yourself? You defending your championship this year?
Yeah, so I'm going back to Coombe this year, but I keep dabbling in the track attack. I went and watched them last year, spoke to a few of the guys at Silverstone. So I might look at doing that as well. Obviously, just trying to see if it clashes with obviously Coombe.
Yeah.
But Coombe have sort of cut back their dates this year, so we're only doing double headers. So technically, I've only got five days, if you want to call it, out on track. So obviously double headers on the same day. So the plan is to do track attack. Yeah, keep saying time attack. Track attack on the side of it, and run both championships, and hopefully sort of experience more, if that makes sense. As long as the car likes it. But yeah, that's my plan, to try and run both championships, and then see what happens. Really,
go and see the world.
Nice. Yeah. So a bit of travelling.
Because where do you say you're based to? You're down.
I'm based down in Devon.
Down there.
No man's land. The English Riviera.
The English Riviera. Love it. Yeah, so that's it. You're in the same boat as us then. The arse end of nowhere near any tracks.
Like Coombe is our closest. So that's still 2.5 hours to Coombe.
Is it?
Then we've got Thruxton, which is about the same, just under 3 hours. And then obviously you travel up. Obviously, I went to Silverstone last year just to watch the track attack, just to see what that was all about. So realistically, your travel is not too bad. Once you're on the road, and you sort of it goes. But like you say, it's still a travel wherever you go. So making a weekend of racing makes more sense when you got to travel for it.
Yeah. We got that. Was it this year? You got Alton Park at some point, don't you, Steph? You doing that one?
No,
that is a mission. Anytime you go, it's only there for 1 day.
Yeah, that's the killer, isn't it? It's so far. Like we got family up at Alton Park, and we went to visit them. You think you got to drive up there with a trailer, and like you say, if that's 1 day, it's 1 day for a lot of expense as well.
Yeah, the problem is also it's only open on British Touring Cars, Superbikes, and British T on the Sunday, so you have to be off site Saturday night. So you're racing all day.
Yeah.
and then you have to leave, and then it's like by the time I've packed up and everything, it's like we might as well just go home. There's no point then trying to get the trailer and everything in a hotel and all that nonsense. So, but it's just great track, but that bit annoys me a bit.
Yeah, it's the killer bit, isn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be good, like I said, it'd be good to try yourself on a few different tracks, isn't it, Mike? So
yeah, and it's just the gearbox. That's what worries me with the final drive, because obviously it's only ever been set up for Coon. So it's obviously I know like Brands Hatch. I raced at Brands Hatch a couple of years ago. That was no issue with the gearbox. Obviously I've taken it around different tracks. So realistically, like Silverstone should be an issue because obviously it's not exactly the biggest track when they put it on the international circuit. So it shouldn't be too bad. It's how much stress do you put the car through?
Yeah,
that's what it wants to say. No more.
yeah. Well, hopefully you've got a Vauxhall, so you'll be fine.
Famous last words, that Nick, isn't it?
Well, hopefully I've had all our bad luck out of the way now. So
yeah, that's it.
Oh, and then what about yourself, Eddie? You just obviously you're gonna be doing just Mazdas this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'd quite like to dabble in a few other little bits and bobs, but it's the same issue that everybody's got in racing. It's just the cash. I was talking to somebody in the team. They've got the. It's funny you mentioned the Citroen 2CVs earlier. He runs some of those, and that has been keeping my attention for the past sort of few years. I've looked at potentially going in with some. Obviously, I'm not going to buy it outright by any means, but maybe do a round of Fun Cup. Maybe the appeal of. I did a virtual 24 hours this year with one of them was Tom Gadd that we were on about earlier, and a few other guys that are in TSR as well, and just the 24 hours virtually, it massively appealed to me, thinking, oh, this would be awesome to do in real life. I mean, it was great because I did my 2 till 4 stint, and I was, sat in my PJs and no race on or anything like that. But
you can't do that in a real race.
But the appeal of going and doing some endurance racing, really, I might start off a little bit slow, maybe 3 hours, 6 hours, then maybe jump into a 24 hours rather than just
no. Go full send.
Jump in there.
Go straight in the 24.
But yeah, I'm. If I could spend every day at a racetrack, I would.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah, if anything comes up. There's a few people I'm talking to about. Obviously, I'm really pushing the boat out. I know somebody that's got they run a few other sort of similar cars to mine. I'd love to do sort of some guest rounds in that. Obviously, my main focus this year is for the Mazda Championship, and like I say, we'll see what else comes up. It's as I say, I'm always putting my net out there and seeing what else is available and what tickles my fancy, kind of thing.
That's it. I mean, you never know, do you? You never know what's going on in motorsport. Something always, pops up when you least expect it. So
yeah, I mean, like I've got a few friends that do rallying as well. Even if I went and co-drive for them, I'd love to go and do something like that. It's just anything that involves an engine, even if it's 4-wheel drive buggies, or go and do some rally crossing an old banger, or
just all adrenaline junkies, aren't we?
Maybe racing golf carts. Maybe that's the next big thing.
I've always said this. If you do a race of milk floats, I'd be there.
You nail the apex every corner. That's for sure.
But to be fair, racing low-powered stuff, like I'll say it now. When we did the 24-hour race with the C1s, that was hilarious fun, wasn't it, Steph? We had such a giggle. Yeah, just everyone was there having a good old time. And as I say, I think we ended up doing like a 3 till 5 stint in the evening, stuff like that, like dusk. It's this low light. Yeah. I know at some point there we were like 8-9 cars all in the same place going down the Hanger Straight and stuff like that. It was just amazing. It was great fun. So I highly recommend, if you get an opportunity to do any kind of endurance racing, it'd be
Yeah,
It's well worth a go.
We need to do C1 racing, don't we? Get a team of us.
We should do.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to tap up Robin and Tom and see what we can do about getting a team club racing UK.
I would happily sign for
I
anything.
was going to say, I'd sign off that, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there you go. I told you we're recording this, guys. That means I'm gonna have to butter them up. But let's say we were. It was bad luck for us, wasn't it? Team Morwin made such a great car, and then just a stupid tiny little stone through the radiator was what put. I reckon we would have podiumed that one.
What about that?
I know.
It would have been close.
It would have been close, but I maintain we would have done well at that.
I'm just waiting for the endurance race for tractors and stuff now. That'll,
Yeah, because actually that's something we can come on to, isn't it? Because you were saying before you come on, so as day jobs, let's talk about what we do day to day to fund this terrible addiction. It is an addiction. So you're a farm. You say you're a farmer, Eddie?
Yeah. If you look back at any of the races on live stream as well, it's what a lot of them say. Well, it's the farmer from Lincolnshire. That's like the first thing they say on the live stream. He's not capable of going at these speeds usually in the week. Yeah, I'm a farmer from Lincolnshire. It's a family farm. It's sort of me and my dad and another lad. Obviously, it's a bit of a sore subject when the calendar comes out for the year and there's a race in August and September when I'm meant to be on a tractor, doing harvest. And it's usually sort of sliding it across the desk and saying, I might need this time off, just to go away for a race weekend. And it's usually met with a sigh and
I feel ill on this day, this day, and this day.
But yeah, it's just something I've grown up on the farm, and it's maybe I go racing to try and offset the speed of what I'm doing earlier on in the week.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, do 30 miles an hour.
So you kind of average yourself out then over a week.
Yeah. Do something slow in the week, and then when it gets to a weekend, go a bit faster, and then usually averages out. It's easy.
Love that. It must be like full blown stress relief.
It's sort of, you go from racing a car around and then just going up and down a field. It's similar, but yeah.
Just go through the field, hitting all the apexes. Just like, yeah.
I'll try and do a sort of a reel or something this summer. I'll go out and harvest, and I'll go on full race gear.
Yes. Let's do that.
I'm going to have to actually do that now.
Again, it's being recorded. We can all hear you. So
yeah, I'll go out.
We'll just watch it back. An hour and 19 minutes. Eddie said this.
I'll go out in full helmet, hands device, suit, boots, gloves, and I'll go jump in the tractor for a bit of content.
we need to see that for sure. Brilliant. What about yourself, Mark? You said earlier on, obviously, you're an engineer by trade, which is always helpful when you're a race car driver.
Yeah, I'm an electrician.
Oh, God, not another one.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
That's all the best people are electricians, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're an electrician, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm self-employed. I've worked for myself for about 5 years. Mainly domestic stuff. I've got some customers with, small businesses and stuff, but mainly domestic. It's just me on my own. So yeah, I enjoy it. It's good. Nice. Enjoy it.
Oh, that must be quite nice being on your own.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say it on the live stream. Not that work will be watching, but I do often contemplate it. Don't say anything, Steph, tomorrow.
As if I would.
Money, that's for sure.
Exactly that. At the end of the day, as you say, it pays for this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
No, I like it. Have you been doing that long?
You
say you've been out on your own for 5 years. But...
About 5 years. I worked in the oil industry actually before that, 15 years.
Okay.
So a bit of a career change. I was always employed before, so I took a bit of a leap, but it's worked out pretty well for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is quite extreme, though. Oil industry. I've actually just done an IOSH course and learning about
Okay.
some of the oil industry. That was no thanks.
Yeah, it's an interesting industry. It's tough, you know. It goes in waves. When it's good, but when it's bad, it is really bad.
Yeah.
And it's pretty stressful. So working for myself and taking control of, you know, my future is actually quite nice. You know, there's uncertainty with being self-employed, but there's also certainty because you make your own future. You know, you're in control of it now.
So do you have to have the same discussions that Eddie does when you have to book your race weekends? You just go in, talk to yourself, and go, "Oh, I need this weekend." Oh,
no,
okay,
I talk to the real boss at home, and I say, "Yeah, these are the dates I want to go racing," and she goes, "Oh, well, you know." And
we got this
plan.
plan. This
it was
plan,
easier when I was employed because I just put my holiday form in and went, "Oh, I'm taking holiday."
Declined. No, no.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just have to outweigh it with holidays and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
find
so
that
it's
works.
actually even more expensive.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I want to go racing this weekend, so should we go on holiday that weekend?
Like it. Balance it out.
Yeah.
Balance it out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then what about yourself, Mike? You
mechanic by trade.
Nice.
Which is actually quite
Always.
funny because I don't build my own car.
Yeah, that is funny.
That's typical mechanic, though, isn't it? You don't look after your own
I
stuff.
spend too much time fixing other people's cars that when it comes to my own, I'm like, I'll send it away to somebody else.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, nice. So you've been doing that long?
So that's all I've ever done, to be fair. Well,
okay.
I say what I obviously left college with my mechanics course, opened my own business, then got bought out. And then weirdly, I went and worked on aircraft for 6 years.
Okay.
So I was doing engines on aircrafts and the batteries for Flybe in Exeter. Then they went bust. So then obviously knowing what I know, I went back in the trade and that's where I've stayed. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
stick to what you know, eh?
That's it, isn't it?
I like it, gents. I like it. I say so. We're all busy all the time. I'm just going to pop over to some comments a second because we've got them picking up a little bit. Oh, there you go. So Josh on YouTube, but never mind jumping the tractor. A full day's work in race gear.
Yeah, might be. I've got aircon. Yeah, just
got aircon. Love that.
Might be a bit hot. It's not one of the. It's still got a cab on it. It's not that old that it's not got a cab on it. So.
Don't they just autopilot?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I could really plot it. I could draw out sort of like Silverstone or something like that, and I could press auto on it and it would go around it.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the way I see it, and I'm probably going to get shot for saying this, but Jeremy Clarkson can operate a farm and a tractor. Surely anyone can do it.
Yeah, you know, she do quite a good job of bringing it to light. Realistically, it was.
To be honest, it's what I've not actually sat in and watched it all. I watched a couple of episodes, but
it's a great watch.
Brilliant.
Honestly,
it's entertaining. He's a great.
I think he's brilliant, but I've not got into it.
It does actually show some of the sort of a lot of people just think, just chuck it in the ground in sort of the autumn and then come summer, and it does show a lot of the stuff throughout the year and sort of maybe the hoops they have to jump through and some of the sort of challenges and whatnot. Sorry, I'm promoting British farming here, and I'm just talking about racing.
What has this podcast turned into? It was like motor racing, then it turned into a dating show asking about what you have to do in your own time. Now we're farming.
We'll get Caleb Cooper on next.
Hey, it's the characters in these things that make it, is it not? All right, well, let's bring it back to motorsport because I've just seen one of Simon's comments here. Simon has said, I'll back Eddie to win it. He is annoyingly quick, although that big trailer might slow him down. Oh, and the new tyre limit might be an issue.
That was, we had I bought a new, we had a thing a few weeks ago where we found this trailer and it was a pod trailer and it's got accommodation in the front. You sort of don't usually see them with accommodation in the front. And it had a DHR. It was perfect because we were looking one for ages, and we went down and bought it. And as we were sort of finalising it and signing it off, says, "Oh, you were lucky to get it because there's a guy that's coming down tomorrow who's really interested in it. He's got this little rovers business." And I was like, the world's too small for it not to be signed. So we didn't know until after, it was hooked on and we were taking it back. And it was Simon who was also looking at it as well. But his little mini rovers business is doing amazing at the minute.
Yeah, that looks brilliant.
It's honestly, it's going to all these shows. He's done so well with it. I felt awful after it. It was this advert had been on for about a year and a half on Race Cars Direct, and within the space of 2 days, it was me and him that were interested in it.
And you beat him. At the end of the day, you were faster than him. There's nothing you can do about that.
But yeah, no, like I say, his mini rovers thing is doing amazingly, and he said it would have been perfect for that. But it's that was the trailer comment.
You've stalled his business. That's me.
No, I haven't stalled it at all.
I've got a comment for you here, Mike, from Catherine saying you better check your dates. Ooh.
Yeah, so obviously that's Kat, obviously from the Coombe Club. So
okay.
Yeah, so Kat is our sort of organizer for the race club. Amazing woman, done such a fantastic job since she's been there. So I've got to make sure that my dates don't clash for Coombe because obviously I need to go back.
You definitely need to be there, and it's great actually. I just whilst you're on the subject of Coombe, there is so much going on there at the moment.
They're changing it around as well, aren't they? With the new entrants and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
They're actually spending the money as well.
Yeah, it's great to see, isn't it? I mean, they even put snow on for us when we went there the other day, which I thought was impressive. I think that's the best thing I've ever seen at a circuit.
You have to prepare for any conditions, don't you? So,
Honestly, it was the most bizarre thing I think it's one of the most bizarre things I've ever encountered.
That's the only place I've ever been that you can have snow, rain, and bright sunshine all in the space of a day.
All in the same day. Yeah. It was bizarre. We were coming up, was it up to 303, wasn't it, Steph? We were just driving along. We joked about it because we looked on our weather app and we thought, it says here 3 o'clock in the afternoon, snow. What are you on about? It was like a mild March day, or February. I can't remember when we went now. And yeah, it was really bizarre. And then suddenly, cars coming down the others. We were about 10 minutes away, nothing. Suddenly, cars started coming past, absolutely white as anything. We were like, was that covered in snow? And then, yeah, literally, as we were like just coming down the country lanes and then in towards the circuit, white.
White.
It was bizarre. So bizarre. But yeah, it's great to see such, because everybody, I say everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody shouts about how great Castle Coombe is. You see it on their action days, you see it on their race weekends. It is such a great place to have all the fans there. It is, I don't know what it is that they do better than everybody else, but it's just,
It just seems to work, doesn't it? They always seem to get it right.
Yeah, I love that place. And luckily for us, it's up the road for us. About an hour and a half for us. That's good. But honestly, and then when we were there the other day, so we went and did the Marshall training day. And it was just brilliant. Really well run. Fantastic day. I'll pop some pictures up in a minute. We'll finish talking about ourselves, and then I'll go into that in a little bit. But just great. And it's great to see, as you say, the entrance. It's just, it's nice.
It's getting there. I know it's got a lot of things that are going to change and up and coming from what I've heard on the grapevine. So if that is the case, then it's going to be an impressive place, that's for sure.
It's just nice to see racetracks being developed. I see it all the time. Like, this is happening. The world's coming to an end. Noise limits. We had a post the other day about noise limits and tracks are being lowered and money this, money that. But to see racetracks flourishing, it's what we need to see, isn't it? We don't want to see the likes of Rockingham closing. We don't want to see circuits going. We need more of them. So well done, Castle Coombe. That was mainly where I was going with that. And then also, just quickly, one of the old guard. Good evening, Cameron. Hope you're well. So,
Evening, Cameron.
again, an ex ambassador in Cameron. Was he not last year? His year before, was he? He was good as gold. And there you go. He's put a little congratulations to you all. Oh, look at that. He's even said that we're a great bunch.
How much did you pay him?
A lot.
A lot of money. No, not at all. Right, guys. Well, to be fair, I've managed to drag this out for an hour and a half now. That's pretty good. So, anything else you guys want to say before? So, obviously, your race seasons are going to be starting soon-ish. We are going to aim to get to see you all soon. Hopefully, we'll get the track day booked for you.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Coming weeks. Annoyingly, I think the race seasons will start before that happens. So we'll actually get to meet each other in person because we've not done that yet. But yeah, guys, over to you. Is there anything you want to sign off with? Anything you want to mention about before you get your 2024s underway?
I just need to get my car ready.
Yeah.
I'm off to the workshop in a minute to try and get it actually ready. Obviously, now it's
Oh no, we've not stopped you doing that, have we?
Don't worry, I'm still going to do it.
Bloody hell.
That is
that is commitment.
It's off to the graphics shop tomorrow, so I've got no time. And then on Sunday it goes to have the gearbox put in. So yeah,
Love
talk
it.
about lastminute.com, but I've got to try and get that timeline correct. And,
Yeah.
When's your first flight? What date? How long have you got?
So I'm out on the 1st of April, Easter weekend. So bank holiday Monday.
Is that the Howard's Day?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That's a really good event, isn't it?
It's great. Yeah. So it's like 2.5 weeks away, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
That's
hold on, 2.5 weeks away until April 1st.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's my first race day as well. And that feels awfully close.
Well, when I put a timer up on the social media the other day of like, we knew that this weekend was not only because Stef's racing, but we knew it was the first official one, and it said something like 20 days left, and I was like, no, that's wrong. Went back through it, I was like, no, it's not. Shit. Luckily, I'm not racing until June, so I got loads of time.
You say that, but it'll come round.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. Trying to. So the car's away having fabrication done. The engine's being built over here. I've got bits I'm doing here, and I think to myself, I've got weeks and weeks and weeks. But yeah, you're right. It will just
catches up, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah. So are you all starting Easter weekend? When are you starting, Mark?
No, it's later. The road sports, I think, is the 19th of April, I think, at Prof.
Oh, bloody hell.
So we've got a little bit of time yet, which is good. I need it.
Excellent. You got much left to do?
Not a huge amount, actually. It's more cosmetics now because I've had panels in the paint shop for a few months. So
yeah,
I've got them all back now. So it's kind of rebuilding it all. But they're all fiberglass, new fiberglass panels. So it's not just a case of, screwing them on. You've got to keep tweaking them. And
fiberglass panels just fit straight on.
To be fair, I got a set of front wings from a guy that came and introduced himself at Snetterton. I'd never heard of him, but he's pretty big in the sort of BMW world. And I bought a set of front wings off him, and everyone that's seen them, and like the guy at the paint shop said, these are the best fiberglass panels I've ever seen. Yeah. And they did go straight on to there. His name is that company called Lowe's Fiberglass. He's great. He's a really good fabricator. But yeah, so that's really what I've got to do. And then want to do a track day just to sort of check it out, because I've had a new engine in it. And I really want to get, as Stefan knows, I really want to get a set of Nankang CRSs to try.
Yes. They're hot on everyone's shopping list at the moment.
Try and get a set of them at the moment. Yeah, so I want to try and get a set to try before committing to Prof, but I think it's going to be a case of just do it blind and trust.
Send it. Just send it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to.
That's what
I usually use AR1s, so in theory they should be quicker than AR1s, which
I've heard they're the quickest road tire round Nürburgring now, are they?
But they're an AO52. Is an AO52 a road tire? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The same as an AO52.
Yeah,
Pretty
I mean,
much.
it should be
They
comparable.
class them as road tyres, but let's be honest.
You wouldn't, would
I
you?
wouldn't want to bet them in the wet, that's for sure.
Maybe in the summer, on a glorious warm day.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a cloud in sight.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so not too far away from my car. I've just got a bit of time, I've just moved workshops, which has taken me like a month of doing, So I didn't touch my car for about a month, and I'm sort of paying the price now because I'm looking at the list of things going, oh.
You do one job and then two jobs crop up.
Yeah,
I know that one.
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent. What about you, Eddie? You ready?
Nope.
Yes.
It was. It's meant to go in for some last minute paint soon. I'm thinking of changing the colour, going from obviously the McLaren West style livery. Thinking of going sort of matte neon red, proper, sort of danger, kind of painted all over it.
Does Sticker Dave wrap your cars for you?
Pardon?
Does Sticker David Smith, does he wrap your car for you?
Yeah, well, he wrapped the McLaren one, but I've got a sponsor who he basically he's offered to paint the car this year. So I should say Dave will probably be patching it up throughout the year, but it'll probably have a paint base underneath.
Right.
Patching it up, definitely not.
But yeah, we're going down next Monday. I think we're booked in for. I'm losing track of days at the minute. We're just going to go sort of have a few days on it with TSR, just make sure it's all sorted, all ready to go. Obviously, if we're looking for the championship, I mean, it's been a good, reliable car anyway. If ever there's been an issue with it, we've always sorted it. So yeah, we should be all right. We're going for a shakedown, hopefully a week on Sunday at Blyton as well.
Nice.
Because I'm sort of where I'm based. I've got Blyton's about 30 minutes from me. Cadwell's another 30 minutes.
Nice.
Donington's about an hour and a half. So
you're one of those annoying racing drivers that live near a racetrack.
yeah, 2 hours from Croft, I think. Oh, and about an hour and a half from Mallory as well. So yeah, it's all sort of around me. So we should be in good shape for sort of April 1st. We're out on the 31st of April as well, running the test day there before the 1st of April on the Monday. So yeah, it's sort of all starting to kick into gear now.
Go.
Yeah, it's.
Well, the good thing is now that we've announced you to the world, we can start sharing all your progress with everybody now, because we've done it a bit differently this year, of keeping it super hush hush until we've done the live show like this. So obviously now, any posts you guys do throughout the year and anything you're, all your wins and your losses and stuff like that, we'll be sharing it to the world. So don't worry. Yeah,
I'm trying. I mean, I've had a look over the sort of trying to build. I mentioned it earlier, sort of build on my social media. I mean, it's trying to build that sort of following audience. I'm sort of trying to build a calendar out now of what I'm going to be doing for race weeks and stuff. I mean, you obviously don't have to post all of it, but trying to do things like, like posters for sort of a race week announcement. And with obviously my access with my simulator, I'm going to do a hot lap around there, and just to try and get more content out there and just try and push it out a little bit more, because it's so hard to grow an audience now and get people to follow you. I mean, that's what a lot of businesses are after. Sort of, they want
exactly
followers.
that. Luckily for you, one of our partners this year is Marketing Delivery. So at some point, we will be getting Jez. I believe David's going to be looking after us this year, which is going to be really cool. Which is his son. They'll be helping us with their platform VoiceBox, and then hopefully that'll also help sync all the social media stuff up as well. So it's going to be just one of the many perks you get with being an ambassador this year, guys. Yeah,
I mean, I've done, like I said, trying to push all the media stuff out. I mean, me and Mike were having a chat the other day about graphics and stuff as well, weren't we? About sort of.
I think we text daily, don't we?
Yeah, but like I'm mock stuff up for that, and just trying to do something a little bit sort of different but similar. sort of maybe, like I say, the things with the simulator and kind of just, make something a little bit original.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's, the problem is now with social media, like when we first started this, is there wasn't many people doing it. Wasn't many people shouting about racing, club level racing. No one was really talking about it. It was just happening and no one really shouted about it. But nowadays, literally every man and his dog is on social media, isn't it? So
that's the problem that I'm finding with a lot of the sort of social media now trying to grow it, is that I'm seeing a lot of these and good for them and I've seen a lot of these drivers now that are trying to push themselves, but it's all clickbait bits and bobs, and it doesn't feel very personal. It's just things like, people are just looking for comments and they're just looking for shares. It's not, it's the same video just with a different sort of description on it or a different, and it doesn't feel personal at all, and it doesn't really feel like you're getting to know the driver. It just feels like they're just trying to work the algorithm and
definitely
build stuff up. But like I said, I want to try to do something different, but it's
you've just got to be true to yourself. You just got to be a decent character, and you'll stand out.
Hopefully
Hopefully so. Right then, guys. So, any final words? Do you want to shout out to anyone you need to for the year ahead? I'm going to round up our little bit now. I'm going to talk about our training day at Coombe, and then I think that's pretty much it for the show. For this episode at least.
Yeah, just speaking about social media and stuff, I guess we should probably tell people, what
where we can find you.
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Conan Motorsport. So I post on there, try and do it like weekly, really. While I'm prepping my car, I do it a bit more regularly, sharing updates and stuff. I will try and post a bit more regularly this year with like updates and stuff and racing and things. I guess you'll see all the names of the people that helped me out through the year. 40 Racing, Robin and his wife Chantel, they helped me out through the year. So that's good. I've got a friend who does stickers, Andy, AP Designs. And I've been part of the Demon Tweak sponsorship scheme for the last couple of years, which is really great. You get good discounts and a chance to win a voucher every month, which I've had a couple of, which all helps towards the cost of it all. And a company that I've been with for a while is OP Oils. I think I've been with them about 7 years. They do a great sponsorship scheme where they give you really good discounts. And it really helps with the cost of running your car. Fluids and spares and stuff. They're a really good, knowledgeable bunch, and they love motorsport, so they do a really good little scheme. Check those guys out, and I always tag those on my social media. So that's how you can find me. And I just need to also say one thing. I've got Lila and Trinity watching me on YouTube at home, and they're desperate for me to say hello. So
carry on.
Lila stayed up past their bedtime, so I said I'd say hello.
Oops, sorry.
So
that's it now. Off to bed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, bedtime, Lila. Go to bed.
Brilliant. Well, like I say, we'll be sharing everybody's social medias now that you are out in the big wide world.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Mike? Anyone you need to?
No, obviously, running the car obviously under Intercept Racing this year. Obviously, sponsors have been quite hard since COVID, but obviously I've managed to pull a couple in this year. Obviously, the garage I work for, Kingbridge Autos, they're sponsoring me this year as well. And then a tool company, Best Engineering, they're sponsoring me as well. Obviously, like Mark said, obviously I'm part of OPOs as well. Been with them for a couple of years. Like you say, it's a great discount. But no, it's just trying to pull more in from obviously the experience of racing. The more help you get, obviously it eases up with racing. So obviously my social media is live. Obviously you guys are going to share that anyway. But it's obviously trying to run myself, but trying to get support at the same time. And obviously we're all in the same boat of needing more support, because the more support you get, the more you can race. So it's always like that.
Absolutely. Right then, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
What I've been teasing it. I was meant to mention it earlier on, but I got too excited and introduced all of you guys in. You may or may not have seen on our social media, but we me and Steph and my partner Kay went and did a martial training day. Now I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this now. I know we all clap and we thank very much the Orange Army, but I tell you something, this hugely opened my eyes. Just the kind of training that these guys get given. I know now that we're in very, very, very safe hands. All these guys are volunteering. They're all doing it in their own time. But I've got to say, it was hilarious fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was good day. Yeah.
It was a very good day.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look, there you go. Real life snow at Castle Combe. Mike wasn't too happy that we were stood next to this Fiesta, so we won't mention it. But
go on John's car.
But you're going to beat him this year, aren't you? So
I hope so. Yeah, he's a good driver, and that car is quite quick. So be interested. He's also got a white Megane, but I don't know whether he's using it this year.
Oh, okay. 2 race cars. You can't have that.
He brings both to the circuit. So if one breaks, he uses the other. So it's clever.
That is. Oh, how the other half live, eh?
Yeah.
I will say, a regular face. We know that man there, don't we?
The Dawes, yeah.
Mr. Chris Dawes.
We do. Yeah.
I've got to say it. Hold on a second. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I uploaded a video. Or I thought I did. I have not uploaded a video, but there was we did obviously fire training. The full video, Steph's obviously editing at the moment. Of our full day there, but again, a huge shout out to Castle Combe and the Castle Combe Racing Club and everyone else, because it was a definite eye opener, and I highly recommend anybody who has a spare day out and stuff like that to definitely go give it a go, because it was interesting. Obviously, Mike, you said you've marshalled.
Yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that how marshals see it and how racers see it isn't always aligned. So it was quite interesting to get the two together. We did say, because it was Dave Weston who got us there, we did say that we'll probably look at doing hopefully try some kind of track day or experience day where we're going to take the marshals out in our cars and stuff, just to show them.
Give something back in there.
Yeah, exactly that. This is the thing, isn't it? I hate to compare.
It was good something back. But it was also to show, because it was interesting. We're talking to them, and they don't know our perspective and what we can actually see.
Sorry, say it again, Steph. Say it again.
No, I've been there, done that. So it'd be nice to take them out to show them like how little time you have to look at the flags, where you're looking, where they are, so they get some sort of understanding when they're waving, and you ignore it, and then they radio straight through, saying that he's completely ignored me. He's driving dangerously or whatever. It's kind of like, it's not. We can't always see it. So yeah, it's just an idea to try and give them something back and just show them how we see it.
But it was an experience to see like how much they have to log, all the different roles that are involved in the weekend. So guys, if you are interested in going marshalling as well, it's there's lots to do there, on track, off track, and things like that. Now, I've got an extra picture I want to share, and I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I have to say, so they were showing us some of the symbols and things like that we have to look at. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they need to work on this symbol a little bit. The disabled driver picture absolutely made me wet myself, because that looks brilliant. I don't know about you guys. I've never seen that sticker before.
I've never seen it.
Seen that.
No, never seen that sticker, but
I like the detail that the arms are out as well.
Yeah,
hell yeah. But that one made me chuckle when I went there. But yeah, it was a definite eye opener, guys. Definitely go and get yourself marshalling. It's good fun, guys. I'm going to stop waffling because I've managed to drag this out for nearly 2 hours, even though I said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And Mike's itching to go finish
1 hour max, everyone.
Well, I said
Here we are. You haven't done it yet, Nick.
I said if the conversation flows, we'll keep it going, and it has. It's been a good bunch. I did panic earlier when it went deathly silent. I was like, "Cool, this is gonna be fun." But yeah, so guys, I'm gonna round off. Firstly, welcome to the Ambassador Program, and I'm really looking forward to this year, guys.
Yeah,
No, excited.
Thank you for spending an hour and 50 minutes of your time here this evening with us.
So I'm going to bombard you guys with WhatsApp in a bit while I'm doing my car.
No, do it. Do it.
No worries.
Absolutely do it. Right, guys, from myself, thank you. Welcome this year.
Let's do
Guys,
it.
Let's do 2024, yeah?
Yeah.
Excited to get into it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this episode.
Yes, guys.
You'll see us again in 3 weeks' time where we have our first race reports. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
Cheers.
Right, guys, we'll see you in 3 weeks' time.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.